Oh, howdy all, grab yourself a drink. It is time for some Path of Exile 2 discussion. That's right, we've finally got a firm release date and a little bit more about patch 0.4.0. It is coming on the 12th of December. So let's go through the details that are coming out. Firstly, I said the 12th of December. That applies to most people that play Path of Exile if you're found in the United States or if you're found in the western half of Europe. But for many of the rest of us, it's actually going to be on the 13th. That's certainly the case for me in Melbourne, in Australia. 8 days before the launch, there's going to be a major live stream where Grinding Gear Games are going to go through the major features of the patch. This has become their standard practice for pretty much every expansion. It's back to 8 days before. One of the recent ones was 9 days before, but that was just simply to deal with a clash that was coming up otherwise with a last Epoch launch. So Grinding Gear Games decided to go 9 days beforehand rather than have any unpleasant clashes taking place. This time, it's back to 8 days in advance, so that's going to be where we'll find out most of the information. However, the name of this patch is something that should tell you quite a bit about it. This patch is called The Last of the Druids. And so that should give you a bit of a sense as to what the single highest profile feature of the new expansion is going to be. Druids are one of those power fantasies that's really interesting how different they look in different games. So in some games, for example, Tabletop RPG, Pathfinder 2nd Edition, Druids are very much spellcasters where any shapeshifting magic is somewhat of an afterthought. In many other games, in my past experience with earlier versions of Dungeons & Dragons, like 3rd Edition, the Druids there were very much shapeshifters first, and they happen to have spells, but they tended to be shapeshifters first. It'd be very interesting to see which path Path of Exile 2 takes. I wouldn't be surprised to see an environment where one ascendancy caters to some sort of shapeshifting, one ascendancy caters into spellcasting, and really you can build around one or the other, or you can try to do both, but end up doing neither as well. And then there might be specific items that can then support that dual play style a bit better. But I'm entirely speculating here, and the thing with speculating is that you can be entirely wrong sometimes. We'll find out much more about this when the GGG Live event comes around. Once more, that's 8 days before the launch, so it'll be the 4th or the 5th of December, depending upon where you are in the world. Now, if you are looking for a little bit more of a POE1 fix, a last hurrah for 3.27 before you jump over to 0.4.0, as I know many of you will be, one thing I'd like you to consider is the Player Run event BPL. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to miss this one. It is starting one day after the GGG Live event, and I tend to be fairly busy during that period. However, this is a team-based scavenger hunt event. It's a lot of fun because you'll get to meet a bunch of other players. I would only recommend it if you're someone that is able to pretty much no life it for the weekend that BPL is on. BPL is on for 72 hours. If you feel like you've got 30 hours in that time to play the game, then it's worthwhile playing. And if that is just an unreasonable ask because the rest of your life takes priority, that's fine too. BPL is a lot of fun, but it's definitely not something that fits every schedule. Anyways, I'll put a link to their website down in the description below. Otherwise, that's basically the news for today. There's not a lot of substance yet, but hopefully this means we're starting to get into teaser season for Path of Exile 2's 0.4.0 release, and that we'll start getting more information over the next little while. As always for teaser season, I'll put out videos daily if there's enough to warrant it, but if I do end up missing a day, it either means nothing was announced that day, or it was just something small and I'm rolling it over into a future announcement instead. Or sometimes maybe I've just gone away for a couple of days, which is something I definitely need to do at some point over the next week or two. I'm going to leave it there. May your Varlobs have interesting results, and may your Druids cast interesting spells and shapeshift into interesting monsters.